I got another weird thing from the Bible for you. This comes from Mark 14, verses 51 through 52, and I'm reading from the King James Version when I read the passage. And the beginning of this chapter records Jesus praying in the Garden of Gethsemane. And he had gone there with some of his disciples to pray as he was deeply troubled about what he was about to endure, and that's the crucifixion. When Judas and the gang of temple police came to arrest Jesus outside of the garden, the temple police asked him if he was the person they were looking for. This part isn't recorded in Mark for some reason, but every other gospel records that fact. And they record Jesus answering these men with the words, "I am he," or more specifically, "I am." It's strange that every other gospel records that except Mark, but that Mark records something that happened when Jesus said those words that none of the others do. Exodus 3 records the conversation between God and Moses at the burning bush, and I have it written over here. And Moses said unto God, "Behold, when I come unto the children of Israel, and shall say unto them, The God of your fathers hath sent me unto you, and they shall say to me, What is his name? What shall I say to them? And God said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am, hath sent me unto you." And when Jesus answered these men outside of the garden that I am the one they were looking for, he was also speaking the name of God, as God in the flesh, speaking God's own name. The other Gospels record that the men gathered to take Jesus all fell on the ground at the power of Jesus saying this. And this happens more than once, too. They ask him again, and he says it again, they fall down again. Mark records, however, something really weird. After this, and there followed him a certain young man, having a linen cloth cast about his naked body. And the young men laid hold on him, talking about the temple police, and he left the linen cloth, and he fled from them naked. This sounds incredibly random until you learn these things. The word translated as linen cloth is originally associated with grave clothes in the original language, so I'm told. The Garden of Gethsemane is close to a graveyard. It's speculated that this young man had been recently buried in that graveyard, and that at the power of Jesus speaking the name of God, he was brought back to life. We know that Jesus' resurrection also caused a ton of people who were buried in Jerusalem to come back to life with him when he rose from the dead. Who's to say that this random account of a young man following after Jesus wasn't someone coming to see him or to say thank you, or had no idea what was going on, because Jesus had literally given him his life back? I want to thank the Weird Bible podcast for that one. As a lifelong student of the Word, I've heard that, read that passage, and I'm like, all right, some guy with linen. I guess that's what he likes to wear. That's cool. I've never heard anyone explain that that's probably what's going on here. That's what Mark is talking about. So I thought I'd share that. Thought you might enjoy that too. Let me know if there's something else you want me to read.